Okay, everybody, welcome to the October 20th, 22 EORC meeting. Welcome and glad everybody's here and safe. We're going to open up the meeting with Co-Chair Dr. Hall.
Thank you, Chuck. Again, good afternoon to everyone, to my commissioner colleagues and our guests. Before we get started, we'll ask if you are, when your plan is up and before you start talking, please introduce yourself and let us know what role you play in that particular plan. First, I'd like to get approval of our September 2022 minutes by our commissioners. So can someone approve the minutes?
I make a motion that the minutes be approved from our September meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Balter. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Commissioner Cushman, thank you very much. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. September minutes are approved. Thank you. So if we can go to our first plan, please, the Health and Welfare Consulting Services, if we can have that pulled up. Okay, I'm going to scroll up a bit. Perfect, thank you. So as we go through these plans, we're just looking at your good faith effort and checklist. Don't need the full story. But right now, who do we have, or do we have anyone on the call from Willis Towers Watson as a prime?
Yes, good morning. This is Carla Pomper, and I lead our health and welfare consulting relationship with the city of Pittsburgh.
Hi, Carla. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We look at your percentages, and it's looking quite good to us. Can you just talk to us just briefly about your good faith effort and how you were able to attain the MBEs and WBEs?
Sure, happy to do so. So we have been fortunate to work with the city of Pittsburgh since 2015 as the health and welfare consultant. And when we first started that relationship, we were fortunate enough to subcontract with Lou Alexander from Byers and Alexander. And so that was the first 4 year of the contract where we were able to subcontract 14%. When the contract renewed in 2019, we expanded our subcontracting, adding Benefits Plus Consulting and Norma Romero-Mitchell, who was not able to join us today. So we moved from 14% to 20% subcontracting. And the contract we're renewing now for 2023 to 2026, we're increasing the subcontracting percentage to 22 overall by increasing the MBE participation from 14% to 15%. So we have a great working relationship with Benefits Plus Consulting and Byers and Alexander, and they have a really strong understanding of the city's program. So as we entered into proposing on this contract for 2023 to 2026, we decided to maintain those relationships with Byers and Alexander and Benefits Plus Consulting.
Thank you very much for that. Commissioners, any questions, comments regarding the Health and Welfare Consulting Services plan?
Yes, one question of the percentages, they look very good. Just wondering whether or not there was any ability to get a local WBE.
So when we first engaged with Benefits Plus Consulting, there was no WB locally that we were aware of, which is why we had a colleague who was working with us in our corporate offices, and we were able to engage with Benefits Plus Consulting out of Philadelphia.
Okay.
So you did look again this time before bringing the plan before us in regards to Pittsburgh, possible WBE, you did surface that landscape?
Yes, and also, you know, recognizing that Norma had the experience and has similar experience working with other municipalities in Pennsylvania. We thought she was a strong candidate to subcontract with again.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions,
Sure.
Commissioners? Okay, can I get a motion to approve this contract?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you. Second, please.
I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Plan passes. Thank you very much, Carla.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Hey, likewise, appreciate that. Next plan, please, Chuck.
The next plan, Quasna, number 2, this is the Arsenal Park Phase 1 construction, Public Works.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone on for the Arsenal Park phase or the Prime? Anyone on the call?
Yes, my name is Kara Smith. I'm a project manager in Public Works. I'm not the project manager. The project manager is Andrea Ketzel, but she's out this week, so I'm stepping in on her behalf. And I believe that the proposed prime contractor is on as well. Vic, are you on here?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm here as well. This is Vic with Tedesco Construction. I'm the project manager.
Okay, so we're looking at your percentages and the locale of your MB and WBEs. We definitely appreciate the fact that they're all from the city of Pittsburgh. So can you
Yes.
talk about that? I mean, I don't really have any questions unless any commissioners have any comments or questions.
Looks good to me.
Okay, I don't hear anything from our commissioners. So there's nothing else in my silence. So if I can get a motion to approve this contract.
I move to approve. Commissioner Siegel?
Thank you. Can we get a second?
Second.
Well, Commissioner McCants, thank you. Welcome on the call. Okay, so all in favor of approving the Arsenal Park Works, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Plan approves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, commissioners.
Yes. Posna, plan number 3, please.
I'll just put it up. 3, just give me a second.
Okay, plan number 3 is the Manchester redevelopment. There are 4 primes on this contract, which they broke it up, which is really good. And it's overall 30%.
Can we roll it or scroll up? There we go. Thank you. Okay, so again, I see Ronaldo, you're on the call.
Yes, good afternoon, commissioners. Joining me is Anna Jasm and Jerome Frank, and we are with the Housing Authority of the City of Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, welcome to everyone. Thanks for taking a few minutes to join us for the call. Again, we have multiple MB and WBEs from the area. That's really good. And looking at your percentages, commissioners, any questions, comments on this?
Yeah, Commissioner Hall, I'm curious because since the Housing Authority is always so good at this,
Mhm.
I'm curious, Ronaldo, if you can talk about what is being done around the LGBTQ goals since that change has been made to our directive here at the commission, because I'm still seeing 0% and I don't
Yes.
know how that's been communicated out and what's being done.
Sure. So I have spoken with Commissioner Durham regarding this, and he has sent over a list of companies of the LGBTQ plus community that he has shared with me. And also myself and Anna have discussed through our conversations of reaching out to the commission there. So it is in the works to have that partnership because we do recognize that it is a community that has been tapped in. So we have started those discussions and just a matter of like reaching out to include them into our outreach efforts as well. So definitely the conversation has been started to put a plan into action.
So we're moving toward that implementation stage of connecting with the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes, yes, it is.
Thank you.
For that, thank you.
Commissioners, any other questions, comments? Okay, and not hearing any questions or comments, commissioners, can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the Manchester Development Project.
Thank you, Commissioner Balthrop. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Siegel, thank you for the second. Commissioners, all in favor of the plan, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Plan approves. Thank you, Ronaldo, for that one. And Posna, we're ready to move on. Plan number 4.
Number 4 plan is the North
How to you.
high rise. High rise plan. It is pretty good also. It was broken down into 4 prime contractors. The percentage on this one is 29% overall. And all the subcontractors and the primes are local in the area.
Yeah, again, I just think that what Commissioner Cushman brought up, the LGBTQ plus community, so we can really start the implementation of searching for and investigating what companies out there can be and have a piece of this pie that we have in front of us.
Right.
Yes.
What we've been doing, Commissioner Dr. Hall, is we just got our national list registered. That we've been just sending that out. And
Okay.
we've been working very, very closely with the Three Rivers Business Alliance, which does that certification for that group of folks. So we've been working with both of those entities, and we've been sending them out to our project managers and our directors.
So definitely sound like the good faith effort is there on that trail. So thank you for that, Chuck. Commissioners, any questions, comments on the
Yes.
plan before us?
I have just one suggestion for future, and I mentioned this to Chuck. I think that contracts of this size, where as they reach the percentage, the 17% is good with MBE and WBE at 12. But I do think that for future references, that they could look. A lot of these are supply companies that are really getting most of the participation. It'll be encouraging if we could get some of the trades associated with these contracts, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, so that these smaller subcontractors will have an opportunity to participate in a contract this large.
Yes, that's a great point. Chuck, what can we do when these primes are speaking with you regarding the outreach? You know, are we able to just encourage them to?
Yes, what I'll do, and Commissioner Belthorpe and I talked about this earlier in the week. What I'll do is, when we start getting these plans in, I will reach out to the primes to see if we can booster those particular areas. But yes, once they reach their 29, 30%, say 18 and 7, we normally do not push the issue, but I will start pushing the issue on some of this stuff. Okay, because once they reach their percentages, that's our primary goal. But yes, I do agree with Commissioner Belthorpe that we should push some more smaller businesses on these contracts.
I agree, just for the record, it was definitely a concern of mine too. Especially, you know, at least one on there is such a big company. It's not exactly in the spirit of supporting small growing companies.
An opportunity for others to be involved in the plan. So I think we all agree on that point. Thank you. Commissioners, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, can we get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Commissioner Cushman. Get a second?
I second the motion.
Commissioner Balthrop, thank you. All in favor of approval, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Plan passes. Thank you very much. Okay, so this next plan,
This is number 6.
yes,
This is the tree and shrub removal. Yes, tree service and shrub removal. It's a 5-year contract for $500,000, and as of right now, there is no participation on this. To you, Dr. Hall.
okay, so Ronaldo, do you have the prime on the call? Is the prime on the call?
Yes, Mark Kiefer, who is the owner of Keelan Brothers, is joining us today for the
Okay.
meeting.
Hi, Mark, how are you? Mark, are you on the call?
He's on mute right
He's on
now.
mute. Okay. Okay, well, while he's
Okay,
working to get
let's
off
try
mute,
that. Is
there
that
you
better?
are. There
Okay,
you are. We can hear you and see you. Thank you. So can you scroll up, Padma, so that we can see percentages? So we're looking at all zeros, like the MB, WBE, and LGBTQ plus. Can you talk about the opportunities that you can maybe go back and find some maybe landscapers or haulers or someone to kind of assist on this plan? We're not seeing, or just talk about your good faith effort that you've made in this plan, with this plan.
it's been extremely difficult to find laborers, and we're fortunate since the submission to have acquired and picked up three young men, one black and two white males that are 18 years old. And I'd say the average age of our workers is, 40 and 50. And so to get some young blood back in is good. And we finally have some diversity. Just to give you an example, we've tried to find a climber for 6 months. We've advertised in half a dozen places, have not
Be a
received.
little bit more specific about those half a dozen places, like just give us a few.
That we did Craigslist. We put up signs at the dump site where all tree companies dump off their debris, which is, so that's, we're being seen by other tree companies. We've contacted some of the other tree companies looking for extra people, and everybody's in the same boat. We're struggling to find anyone who wants to work. It's been a challenge.
Questions, Commissioner?
Yes, this is first time I've seen percentages with all zeros since I've served on the commission. And I think that we need to making a recommendation that we put a hold on this project until we can actually do a thorough search, because I have several, I'd be glad to talk with Mr. Mr. Keelan regarding to help him to find some participation. That's an area that that's not as challenging for me to give him some support in. But there's no way that I can really vote to approve this with all zeros.
Yeah, no worries. Chuck and I had that discussion, but we wanted to bring it before the commissioners in regards to any questions before we ask Mr. Kiefer and the Keelan brothers to take this back, Ronaldo, to kind of go forth and maybe bring it back next month with a better output, results possibly.
Commissioner Hall, can I
Yes,
ask a question if you don't mind?
absolutely.
So we do, Commissioner Balthrop, just so you know, a lot when we do see this, a lot of times it's on these professional services contracts, because it's a lot harder when it's a professional service to slice and dice something up. I'm not saying that is necessarily the case here, but that's pretty common. So while we are, as a commission, always happy that the people that are being employed by the companies doing the work are a diverse workforce, we absolutely are happy to hear that, and especially efforts to do that. It's kind of not part of our mission. It's more the companies that are getting the contracts. So the question that we would really want to hear an answer to is, how were you, in your good faith efforts, able to break down the services that are included in this contract in a way that perhaps means that there would be subcontractors that could fit into these categories? Is that something that you looked at the services and found places where there were opportunities for subcontracting, and were not able to find anybody or any subcontractors that were MBEs, WBs, LGBTQ businesses? Was that part of your good faith effort?
We don't subcontract other than crane subcontracting, and that's with primarily one individual who has a crane. Crane opportunities have been extremely difficult to find as well, just because of the age of equipment and lack of investment in cranes, because they're so expensive. But we do have opportunities, I think. We don't do lawn services by example, and that would be one area where we could expand some and subcontract more to minorities, as the case may be.
Mark, can you explain to the commission why it is that you don't subcontract?
We've just stayed small. We're, family-owned business and have been for 55 years. We have 2 crews. I lead one crew, basically small jobs, and then we have a second crew which does all the big stuff with cranes and bucket trucks and chippers and all that stuff. So we've purposefully stayed small.
Commissioner McCants?
Thank you. I think I also just have a fundamental question with regard to this contract being deemed professional services. I think in my tenure on the commission, when I look at a professional services contract, it's typically something that's really administrative in nature, and not so much something that borders almost on the line of construction, such as I would think of this type of service. So that's my first point or question. And then secondly, Mark, is there opportunity once things are done with the trees that, hauling those trees away or grinding, turning those leaves and the sticks, the branches that are taken down into mulch? Is that something that could possibly be subcontracted?
Typically, you're taking a dump truck with a chipper, chipping into the truck, and then hauling that to a recycling center.
Okay.
There's a few of those, and we use one on Route 8 and have not looked for other ones just because of closeness.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think, and I don't want to waste time, but that might be an opportunity. I know that there are some minority companies that have dumpsters. There's one minority firm that I know of that has a lot of dumpsters that are in use across the city, and perhaps just kind of thinking creatively, maybe doing that not into a dump truck, but maybe into one of their roll-off dumpsters, and then utilizing that. Just trying to think creatively as to maybe utilizing a minority-owned dump truck company, breaking it up that way.
Yeah, it certainly has some merit. I'm not sure what pieces could be outsourced, but it might be worth a meeting with Ronalda and some of her folks just to give us some ideas on where we might go.
Any other questions or comments, commissioners?
And this is one of our maintenance contracts, not professional services.
Okay, that's clear.
Thank you.
My last point is basically it's a relatively, it's a $500,000 process project, and I think that it would I'll be glad to work with Chuck and Mr. Kiefer to really to see if I can lend some support, because there are a number of not a number but a few tree services and shrub removal companies that I've been involved with. So I'll be glad to work with Chuck and Mr. Kiefer on that project if at all necessary, and you also Ms. Coffin.
Yeah, Ronaldo, so you've heard the commissioners, you have several who've offered to extend assistance along with Chuck's office to assist Mr. Kiefer and Mr. Brothers to find some possible MWBEs to assist on this plan. So having said that, Chuck, do we need to take a motion to table this, or can I just say we're gonna table this?
You can table it yourself, co-chair, Dr. Hall. You can table it until the next meeting.
Yeah, so this plan becomes tabled until the November meeting. So Ronaldo, please take this opportunity, as we know you will, to assist Mr. Kiefer and the Prime on this plan. So when we see it next month, it'll have different outcome with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Ronaldo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kiefer. Okay, so I believe that's the last plan for us this morning or this afternoon.
That's the last plan. We'll move to our 3 ITQ
Okay,
contracts.
1 second, Chuck. Let me make sure that everyone,
Everybody off?
if you're a
Yes.
Prime or a member of any plan, you're more than welcome to jump off the call. We thank you for your time this afternoon. So we'll give you a few minutes to end your call and thank you again. Mr. Kiefer, are you, you're able to end your call with us? Okay, let's give him a few more minutes and then we're gonna move on. Mr. Kiefer, can you end the call, please?
Can you please lock off, Mark?
Okay, I think we're good now. So we're all on. So thank you for that. So Paula, can you move to the ITQ plans, please?
Yeah, Commissioner Hall. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you all very much for joining in today. So a quick update on the ITQs for this month. We've had 3 plans. The first one here is for Pittsburgh Digital Equity Coalition Facilitation. This is from the Department of Innovation and Performance. The prime here is JFAB Consulting, and they have the prime itself is a WBE, and the project cost here is $35,100. The second one is Spring Hill Park renovation. This is a DPW project, Department of Public Works. Here the prime is a WBE, PASHIC and MTR, and they have 2 MBEs on the plan, Tabern Engineering and Graves Design Group, and 1 more WBE. The amount allocated is indicated here. For the MBE, it's 45,000, and for Graves Design, it's 48,000, and the WBEs, it's divided. As you can see, it's 25,000 here, and the prime is allocated 130,000. Then the last one is from DOMI, and this is Bike and Plan Design and Construction Management. This is a small plan. The prime here is Tool Design Group, which is a WBE, and it is the project cost is only 10,000. And I just wanted to follow up quickly on a plan that we had talked about last month, which was the El Paso Street slide remediation. There was 1 more sub-consultant indicated earlier, the WBE, but now it's been confirmed that they are just going to use ANA consultants and MBE on the plan.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor.
Are there any, before I do my comments, I would like to, well, let me do my comments first, and then I'll let the commissioners do theirs. As of right now, we're still in the planning stages of our holiday celebration, which will be the last meeting in December. So I'm still waiting to hear about the from the office about how much funding they're going to give us to do something. Yes.
Can we unshare the screen now?
Yeah, you can.
That'd be
Okay. No
Thank you.
And secondly, I got a great recommendation today from Commissioner Siegel, and on which I think is I should have thought of this a long time ago. But she made a recommendation to me that for briefing purposes on Thursday from 9 to 11, whomever wants a one-on-one briefing before the meeting, we will set it up. Okay, that can be for any commission. Well, any commissioner that wants a 15-minute briefing before the meeting, they'll be held from 9 to 11 on the day before the meeting. Okay?
Day before the meeting?
Huh?
Day before the meeting or day?
Day of the meeting. Day of the meeting. Day of the meeting. From 9 to 11, if you want an individual 15-minute briefing on the meeting.
Are those phone calls, Chuck? You're saying
Yes,
15-minute
those are
phone calls?
These are phone calls. These will be one-on-one phone calls. And so I can update you on the meetings.
And Chuck, how would you like us to request that? Should we request it the day before so that you're not inundated,
Yes.
at the same time? Okay,
Yes. Commissioner Lewis McCants, if you can do it either the Tuesday would be great before the meeting, or the Monday when I give you the plans. The Monday when I send you the plans, if
Mhm.
you want a briefing on those plans, yes, that would be great if we could set it up Monday or Tuesday or Thursday.
So we'll respond Monday or Tuesday for Thursday 15-minute briefing.
Yes,
Okay,
perfect.
okay.
And other than that, is there anything from the commissioners? Oh, one more thing. On the December meeting, I'm assuming we're gonna try to meet in person, right? It's December
We have the
15th.
same room that you're in using by yourself, correct?
Yes, this is the same
Okay.
one.
Okay.
yes, I think
Okay,
that's nice. So I did have a question. Are we recording these meetings? Are they made available to the public anywhere?
yes, they are. They're on YouTube.
So they are on YouTube. Okay. Does the website indicate that they're on YouTube
Yes,
or?
they do. You can go to the
Perfect.
website and they're on YouTube.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, commissioners? Oh, I
What
do have-
about James? What about this
Yes,
next
I'm glad-
commissioner that we have?
I'm glad you mentioned it, Dr. Hall.
Yeah.
We have 2 commissioners in the pipeline right now.
Male?
Both male. They're both male. One is Hispanic and the other one is white. Okay, they're in the queue right now. If they go through, they'll be starting to serve in January. They'll be starting in January on that January meeting, and we'll be at a full complement of 11.
So they're going through the vetting process presently.
Right. They're going through the vetting process and council, you know, they have to go through council.
Right.
So they're going through that vetting process right now. So the one is almost through with the process, which he should be done this month, actually. But I wasn't going to bring him along because I want to get him some information and everything before he actually sits, and maybe have him sit at the December meeting just to get a feel of it before he actually comes on in January.
Commissioners, do we want a little background as far as where, like their working background, and do we want any of that information or just welcome them along?
Here's a little quick. The one gentleman is heavy in the construction and the other gentleman is heavy in the business. Okay, one of them is a business president and the other one is a real big in his construction field.
Chuck, his recommendation, are they closed? The recommendations closed in terms of names?
Yes, I won't give the names yet till they're confirmed.
No, I mean, are you not taking any more recommendations? Is that
Oh,
closed?
yeah. We're still taking names, Commissioner Bellthorpe, because they might not pass the council. And I'll have to send more names up.
And I think, Chuck, it's probably also important for you to start creating a pipeline of interested individuals
Mhm.
so that when the time comes, you know, the mayor's office isn't searching, you're not searching, you have a pipeline of people that are, you know, interested and perhaps ready to go.
Which means we can bring forth names
Yeah. I
at
agree
any
with you.
time,
Yep,
correct?
Yep, you can bring forth names anytime. And what we'll do, Commissioner Lewis McCants, is we'll put that list together and we'll have that list up to the chief of staff. So when we need somebody, we can just pull off that list.
Perfect. Great.
And then somebody was asking about James.
Yeah, I
James-
asked about James. What's the status?
James has retired from the commission. He put in his resignation. He got a new job. He's not over at Riverside anymore. He got a new job, I think, with Allegheny Conference.
Nice.
So he got a really nice job. So I talked to him briefly and he's doing well. But he didn't have time with his new position to join us.
Well, I think in the for the December meeting, we just invite him, even if he
Yes.
can't make it, just
Yes.
send him an invite.
I sure will. I will send him an invite. So yes, I will send James an invite. And I'm hoping at that last meeting I'm hoping it's a short meeting. Then we have a little holiday celebration. I'm hoping to get either the mayor or the chief of staff to come up to say a few words and thank you guys for volunteering, because this is awesome what you guys do. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna try to get one of them up here also.
And if we can also get the city to update the webpage that the commission is on, the members are on.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
there's a
yes,
bunch
I
of
will.
old members on there and
Yes.
like
just clarification on my term. My term was expired in October of
Yes.
last year.
Yes, that's what we want to do. We want to do this too.
We're all expired. I'm
Yes,
expired.
they asked me this too. Actually, there are quite a few guys who have expired.
Yes.
And what my task is to do, and this is on me, at our next meeting, I want you guys to let me know, you're all going to get extended, but do you want a 2-year extension or a 4-year extension? Okay?
No, Tracy, don't leave us.
Right, so, please let me know. It's either 2 or 4 years, okay? But yes, that's on me, Commissioner Lewis. Yes, I was supposed to reach out to you guys last month for this, so I can get those approvals and everything up the hall. So let me know if you guys want to do a 2-year term or a 4-year term by next meeting. Is that okay?
So go ahead.
I'm sorry, would that be like 4 years from when our term expired?
No, we're going
Or
to start,
it
we're going
would
to start
start.
in January,
Okay.
2023, okay?
So Chuck, do an email so the commissioners that are not present today, so
Uh-huh.
that they can be in the loop for next month, so they can let you know.
Okay, I sure will. And in the future too, when we replace a commissioner, say one of you guys can't be on anymore, that commissioner that we replace will only go for that term, whatever that term may be, to fill that term, and then they'll have to go again, okay? Is that okay with everybody?
Sounds good.
Yes, thank you for the clarification.
Yep.
Commissioner Hall, thank you for sharing today.
Thank you, appreciate that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I
And
really,
thank you to Commissioner Cushman for joining in from another country.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you very much. And
Yeah, I'm in London
would-
and everything's
Ah,
crazy.
nice.
How disgusting.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Big news today out of London.
Yes, you're right in the thick of it.
I am.
And like I said, thank you, commissioners. I really appreciate you guys. And we were able to get our 5 to get our quorum. And that's real important to us down here. So I really appreciate you guys and thank you very much. Is there anything else you need me to push up the hallway or do anything?
Thank you, Chuck.
We need raises.
Well spoken, Commissioner Cushman.
Got mine. You didn't.
Oh, yeah, I
Thank
got
you,
100%.
Chuck. Thank you, Bosna.
Thank you, commissioners. Thank
Thank
you.
you, commissioners.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Take care. Have a good one. Be safe.
You guys
Be
have
safe,
a great
Commissioner
day.
Cushman.
Be safe. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Be
Bye.
blessed. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.